Hello students, welcome to your science class. As you all know, we are learning chapter 12, Electricity and Circuits of your NCERT science textbook. I hope you all have followed the activities and concepts we learned till now. Let's see what we are going to learn regarding electricity and circuits in today's class. Before that, let's recall the main concepts we learned in this chapter. We learned the importance and purposes of electricity. We learned the design and description of an electric cell and a torch bulb. Then through an activity, we learned how to connect an electric cell with a torch bulb. We understood what is an electric circuit and the use and insertion of an electric switch in an electric circuit. In today's class, we are going to learn about electric conductors and insulators. What are these electric conductors and insulators and how are they important for us for the use of electricity? Let's learn that. If you have observed in all activities we are asked to have, if you have observed in all activities we have understood till now, we are asked to have bare ends of the wire or the ends of the wire to be exposed. And we also know the wires are made of metal, mostly copper wires, which are usually given a plastic covering. But why do we always use the bare ends to connect the wires at the terminals of the electric cell or the torch bulb? Why should not we use a cotton thread instead of a metal wire to make a circuit? Do the bulb glow if we use a cotton thread in place of a copper wire? No, the bulb do not glow in such case. If a cotton thread do not help to pass the electric current through it, then what materials can be exactly used in electric circuits for the current to pass through them? Let's see and learn. Let us learn this concept of electric conductors and insulators by understanding an activity. I guess you all remember we learned how to make an electric circuit with a switch. What we have to do is we will disconnect the switch from the circuit and we'll leave the wires of the circuit with free ends like you can see in the image. Now try to bring the free ends of the two wires close and touch them with each other. Do you think the bulb lights up? Yes, only if the wires are brought from opposite terminals of the electric cell and torch bulb. Now, the arrangement you see in the image where a circuit is built and the switch is removed and the free ends of the wire are present to test various materials to know whether they can pass electricity through it or not. We will try to collect numerous samples of objects for testing their nature with respect to electricity. We will test on the commonly available samples around us like coins, cork, rubber, keys, pins, plastic, wooden, aluminium foil, thermocol, paper, pencil, etc. So we'll try to collect these objects and we will try to test on them. So the arrangement you see here will be your tester now. We will try to bring the sample in contact with the two free wire ends with the two ends of the sample we collected or the sample object we collected to test. You can see here how to test it and its arrangement. In the second image, a metal key is tested to know its nature of conducting electricity. And as you can see, the bulb glows. That means it is a conductor of electricity. The precaution you have to follow while testing is that the two wires connected from electric cell and the torch bulb should not touch each other directly. Make sure another medium or sample should be connected with the wires in the middle. Make a table in your notebook as shown in the image and record your observations there. What did you notice? Do all the samples you collected can pass electricity through them? We observe that the bulb always does not glow when the free ends of the wires are in contact with few of the sample objects we tried to test. That means not all the samples we collected can pass electricity through them. Here in the image, you can see a wooden pencil used to test and the bulb did not glow. That means it did not allow the electricity to pass through it. Many such objects did not result the bulb to glow when tested. That means those objects do not allow the electric current to pass through them. And they are called insulators. Insulators are those materials which do not allow electric current to pass through them. Example, wood, plastic, polythene, etc. But there are some objects that allow electric current to pass through them, and those materials are called conductors. So, the definition of electric conductors is materials which allow electric current to pass through them are conductors of electricity. For example, metals. Metals like copper, aluminium, silver, steel, iron, etc. What you will do is write down in your notebook a list of electric conductors and insulators you have observed. Students, in chapter 4, you have learnt about sorting materials into groups, right? I hope you remember the lustrous property of objects like metals. So, are they all conductors of electricity? Think about it. Now you understand why materials like copper, aluminium and other metals are used for making electric wires, as they are good conductors of electricity. Once again, recall the activity of an electric circuit with a switch. We used a safety pin made of metal which was holded by two drawing pins which were also made of metal, which was holded with a drawing pin, and the other one means the free end of the safety pin is allowed to touch the other drawing pin, which were also made of metal. Right? I guess you remember it. This switch is entirely fitted to a thermocol or a wooden board, right? Now, after understanding the concept of electric conductors and insulators, you might have also understood and learned that materials like wood, thermocol are insulators. They are only used for holding or giving support to these circuits. But in switch off position, there is a gap between the two drawing pins, as the safety pin other end, the free end of the safety pin is not touching the other drawing pin. We know air is present in between that gap, but still the bulb is not glowing. That means air is also an insulator. Imagine if air is a conductor, is an electric conductor, then what will happen? We all would be in electric shock as air is present everywhere. So now you know air is an insulator which do not conduct electricity. That means which do not easily pass electric current through it. And now you might be thinking only conductors are important on the part of electricity. No, that is not true. Insulators are equally important because the electrical circuits, switches, wires, etc. are covered with materials like plastic and wood, which are insulators, and they help in not passing the electricity through them when the electric device come in contact with living beings. So conductors and insulators are equally important for us. They play a key role in electricity and circuits, building circuits. Students, you remember I have been giving you cautions since the beginning of the chapter as experimenting with electricity is dangerous because human body itself is a conductor of electricity. That is why try to handle electric devices very carefully. So children, here we complete learning this chapter. Thank you.